Hello, Gemini. How you doing? This is Crystal Yu from Tarot Me Please, ready to do your reading for the weekend leading up to January 16th, 2023. Happy New Year, by the way. Oops. You know what? I usually don't read reversals or flips out of the deck, but I'm going to put it here. Okay. Since I'm a beginner reader. But hey, you just gotta roll with the punches sometimes. Gotta take what the universe gives you, right? Don't fight it, just go along with it. Your life will be easier that way, I think. Okay. Let's see, Gemini. Put down the rest of the cards. All right. Universe, please let our Geminis absorb the energies that you have to offer. Geminis, close your eyes if you feel like it. If it helps you focus, to receive, to absorb the energies, to give your energy out to the universe. Be calm, be peaceful. Gonna put on some nice soothing music. Let's start. Okay. What does Gemini's energy have to say? The King of Cups. King of Cups energy is very nice energy because, kings are altruistic, benevolent rulers. Specifically, the King of Cups is a supportive leader. He's tolerant. He's empathetic. And this is a person. This is either you or somebody in your life. But in any case, it's very nice energy. So that's good. The problem? Oof. Disappointment, regret, grief, loss. This is the Five of Cups card, and it represents, dwelling on the bad stuff. The Five of Cups card is, like I said before, loss, regret, grief, feeling abandoned and unloved. So, are you, Gemini, feeling abandoned and unloved? Are you focusing on these 3 spilt cups instead of these 2 cups that are still upright? And what is it that you feel grief-stricken over? Do you feel unloved by your partner? Do you feel abandoned by your partner? Let me see. Let me pull out some more cards here. Let's see what your past says, Gemini. Okay. Another 5 card. 5s represent change and instability and perhaps upheaval. And the 5 of Wands is representing obstacles, sport, challenges, rivalries. So there was a little bit of conflict in your past. But it wasn't like really treacherous. It wasn't like horrific fighting. You know, these are kids, they're not adults, and these are wands, they're not swords. So it's not like really serious, you know, life or death fighting, but it was some kind of fighting. But that's in your past. That's led you to where you are now. Let's see what your future has to say. The Page of Wands. So now we have 2 Wands cards having to do with action and movement. And the Page of Wands, pages bring news. And specifically, the Page of Wands is an active kid bringing in a new project or a creative idea, which is good. So I'm trying to figure out at this early stage what kind of reading this is. Is it a love reading? Is it a work reading? Is it a family reading? Is it a self-reflection reading? Let me see some more cards. What is your conscious mind saying, Gemini? Homecoming? Reunion? Having to do with family and close friends? I'm thinking more and more, I mean, I can't say for sure, but I'm thinking more and more that this might be a reading having to do with family, because the 4 of Wands here is, like I said, you know, homecoming, reunion, stuff like that. Specifically, the 4 of Wands is celebrations, family and friends, things like that. So coming home, you know, and it seems like home or family is something positive for you, which is good. So might this reading have anything to do with your family, Gemini? Let me see. Let me look further. What is your unconscious trying to say? Something that you might not even be aware of yourself, Gemini. Oh, rest. Rest, withdrawal, retreat. Taking a step back and just kind of, you know, kicking it for a while. This is the 4 of Swords energy. And the 4 of Swords is, like I said, rest, retreat, renewal, solitude, recovery. So in the back of your mind, and you might not even be aware of this, Gemini, you're wanting to take a rest. And I'm thinking you're wanting to take a rest from all this chaos, all this squabbling, all this fighting. You know, specifically this card represents a soldier who actually came back alive. Soldiers were expected to come back home in a casket, you know, but this one came back alive, fortunately. But he's having to rest because he's been through battle. He's been through quite a bit. So I mean, seems like this is you needing to take a rest, retreat. Let's see what your hopes and fears are in this situation, Gemini. The Hierophant. The Hierophant represents religion and tradition and conforming to the morals of the surroundings. And the Hierophant is actually a major arcana card. And, you know, it has to do with conforming to the conventions, what people expect of you. I'm thinking this is more like a fear as opposed to a hope. It's more like a fear of, you know, kind of feeling closed in or stifled by your surroundings. People expect you to do a certain thing. People expect you to conform to traditions, and Maybe you're not that kind of person, so you feel kind of suffocated. You're not free to be yourself, perhaps. Let me see what your influence has to do with it. I'm still trying to grapple what we're dealing with here as the big picture. What is your influence on the whole situation, Gemini? Okay, hard work, being focused, working real hard to the point where you're stressed out, you're burdened. This is the Ten of Wands. I'm thinking a lot of this has to do with either work or family or both. Work and family, perhaps. Work affecting your family, or your family affecting work somehow. But it does seem like you're a hard worker, because the Ten of Wands comes out when you're stressed out, when you're exhausted from working too hard, too many burdens. Have you been working too hard, Gemini? Do you feel stressed out? Do you feel burdened somehow? I'm more inclined to think you're burdened like by your family responsibilities, perhaps, or it could be work. The only reason I say family is because that family card came out, the reunions, the homecomings. But this card, most of the time, has to do with work. You've just been working too hard. You've been stressing yourself out. You got to lessen your load, Gemini, it seems. What is the external influence in this whole deal? Something that's beyond your control, Gemini. The Judgment card. Whoa. The Judgment card. This is a major card. This is a good card from my way of thinking, because it has to do with kind of like a wake-up call to your soul's higher purpose, why you came down to Earth, Gemini. You came from the spirit world, and you've probably had lives before that, and you've decided to come down to Earth to fulfill your life's purpose. Maybe it was a kind of like something that hadn't been resolved from a past life that you're coming down here to resolve. It might be a relationship, it might be a specific talent you have, like you might be a healer, whatever. It's like your life's purpose, and it's like the universe reminding you. You may have forgotten, but the universe reminding you of your life's purpose, of your soul's purpose, what you came down here to do, what lessons you came down here to learn. So there's going to be something from the universe or from outside influences that is going to give you a wake-up call, that's going to remind you what your life's purpose is. And it probably ain't this, because it looks like you're kind of working your fingers to the bone, burdening yourself, stressing yourself out to the point of exhaustion, and it's not good for you. And I don't think that's your life. In fact, I know that's not your life purpose. So you seem to be focused on work or something of that sort, and the universe is going to come along and say, don't do that. Focus on something different. Focus on something better. What is the outcome of the situation? I want to know why you feel disappointed, why you feel like you've been abandoned, or why you're grief-stricken, Gemini. I want to know that. And I want to know what kind of battles you've been fighting, where you feel you have to take a step back and rest. Okay, so let's see what your outcome card says. Walking away. Walking away. This is a card of abandonment. The Eight of Cups. As you can see, this person, which is you, you're walking away from this stuff you were involved in. And you're not quite sure what you're walking out to. You just know you got to walk away. You've been there, done that. This is not for you, so you're moving on. And whatever it is you're moving on to, you're not quite sure yet, but I guess you'll find out sure enough, right? You just know that the current situation ain't right for you. If I were to say the specific meaning of the Eight of Cups, it would be just withdrawal, retreat, moving on, abandonment. These cards right here, they really paint a picture of just somebody who's been fighting or working or just an uphill battle. And this one too. Just an uphill battle here. And just being tired. This is the card of exhaustion, just stress. And your soul is like, come on, this is not for you. You're not supposed to be running on empty here. You're supposed to be fulfilling your life's purpose. You need to take a rest. You need to take a step back. You need to step away from what is stressing you out, what you're doing, because what you're doing is not your soul's purpose. Your soul's purpose is going to become clearer and clearer to you as time goes on, because some outside influence is going to remind you why you came down to earth from the spirit world. And it ain't to work your fingers to the bone, I'll tell you that. Okay? So Gemini, this was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope some, if not all, resonated with you. If it did, I invite you to click the subscribe button and or the like button. And I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you later.